What, in your view, are 3 steps towards an inclusive digital economy?
I think from our perspective of the International Chamber of Commerce, we are a unique organization, not only in terms of longevity, we've been around for 100 years, but in terms of our focus, which is on economic growth, particularly with regards to e-commerce, the digital economy, and specifically with regards to SMEs. Our membership spans the entire globe at the International Chamber of Commerce. We're in 100 countries. We have over 6 million members, not just multinationals, large companies, but also SMEs and MSMEs. So we're able to cover the full spectrum. With regards to the digital economy and e-commerce, we see it as a force for tremendous economic growth. There's been a great trajectory in the last 20 years with regards to e-commerce, and we also see it as a very strong force for development. We now think that at this point in time, having had this tremendous explosion of economic growth throughout the world, that as with all nascent new industries, the time has come to look at perhaps a structure of regulation to avoid what is inevitable in new industries, which is the train wreck, which often happens. So to perpetuate the economic growth, to act as a stimulant, in fact, for further economic growth on the part of the digital economy, we would like to see and work with the WTO with regards to the creation of a structure of regulation. And we have done that, in fact, in our discussions with the WTO and in our paper on trade dialogues.
Thank you. UNCTAD this week has brought together many participants from across the board, government, private sector, international organizations. What would you say at the end? What would you want to see to call it a successful conference?
You know, the UNCTAD e-commerce week has been a tremendous success in the fact that it has drawn together people at the ministerial level and the private sector. There's no question that to be a success, you have to have both government and private sector participation. This is absolutely evident. It is something which is not increasingly evident, but already evident. So the private sector participation, and particularly the input that we are able to have as the International Chamber of Commerce with our constituency of companies throughout the world, is vitally important on working with the United Nations, with UNCTAD. I should point out, by the way, that the International Chamber of Commerce has just been granted observer status at the General Assembly in the United Nations. That became effective on the 1st of January of this year. So with regards to all aspects of UN development, UN programs, etc., particularly with regards to digital economy, e-commerce, as well as the SDGs, we have a unique platform to provide to our constituency to speak on behalf of these activities throughout the world, on these companies throughout the world. So with UNCTAD, with the General Assembly, the International Chamber of Commerce will really be providing input from the private sector to augment what is done by governments and international organizations to advance economic growth and prosperity for the sake of the planet and for the people and for prosperity.
Thank you very much for your time.